Several years and thousands of dollars in legal fees. That's the experience of one local married couple we spoke with who were trying to navigate the complex U.S. immigration system. Despite following the rules, this couple experienced one legal challenge that left them shocked, and immigration legal advocates say these kinds of issues are all too common right now. Southwest Washington couple Andres and Steve have been together for 7 years and married for 3. We're not showing their faces or using their real names due to concerns about Andres' immigration status. Steve is a U.S. citizen. Andres is from Mexico and tells us he was brought to the U.S. as a toddler and grew up in the Pacific Northwest.
I didn't really have a choice in coming into the U.S. and, I've been here for over 2 decades now.
Andres is part of a large group of immigrants sometimes referred to as dreamers, or those who were brought to the U.S. undocumented as minors. In the past, protections have existed for this group called Deferred Action for Childhood Arrivals, or DACA. Andres tells us he applied for DACA in 2021, but the program was abruptly paused by a federal judge, and his application remains pending. In early 2024, Andres and Steve experienced a renewed sense of hope as a married couple and filed for an I-130 visa, which is a common visa immigrants who are married to U.S. citizens apply for as a first step towards permanent residency or green card. 2 years later, in early January, they finally received an appointment date at Citizenship and Immigration Services, but something else came in the mail separately for Andres that was very concerning. This notice to appear in a court hearing for deportation.
It was a massive shock to us. Before that, the notice that we received was that our interview would be scheduled, and then this was the next thing that showed up.
According to the document Andres showed us, the notice was sent because Andres is, quote, an alien present in the United States who has not been admitted or paroled. The couple saying they're stunned and saddened to know Andres is potentially facing deportation despite being married to a U.S. citizen and having a visa appointment scheduled.
This situation is exhausting and overwhelming at times. He thinks he makes some headway, and then it kind of then it gets taken away 2 steps or 3 steps forward, 2 steps back.
What's it like for you having all of this uncertainty, living in a country that this is your home, you know nothing, but you don't know anywhere else?
Yeah, it's super difficult. I've obviously been living this way my whole life, so it's sort of the normal, and it sort of makes planning for the future impossible.
Steve and Andres tell us they don't understand why they're experiencing so many challenges despite following the proper legal channels and being law-abiding members of their community.
So if anybody's under the impression that, oh yeah, they're just going after the worst of the worst, this is just not the case. Because we have our fellow human beings whose lives are being ripped apart because of what's happening.
Portland's Immigrant and Refugee Community Organization, or IRCO, has provided legal counsel for immigrants and refugees in the Portland area for decades. Executive Director Lee Cha said the demand for legal services amongst immigrants is especially high right now.
Last year, we have served over 500 individuals, and just the beginning of this year alone, we already began serving over 400 clients, and so this has gone up tremendously when it comes to, immigration legal services.
For Andres and Steve, their visa appointment date is scheduled for this spring, ahead of Andres' deportation hearing set for this summer. They're hoping that if approved for a visa, their immigration lawyer will be able to file for the deportation hearing to be canceled. Regardless of the outcome, the couple feels discouraged to be in this position right now, despite following the legal pathways offered.
It is a huge, letdown to believe in the system and play by the rules that they create. And after sharing your entire life with the government, to still feel like none of that is enough and they still just see you as removable, it's very hard.
Now, we reached out to Citizenship and Immigration Services under the Department of Homeland Security for a statement on situations facing couples like Anders and Steve. They sent us a response which reads in part: being unlawfully present in the country while filing or receiving an approved Form I 130 does not grant any immigration status or benefit. The Trump administration has been abundantly clear: aliens must respect our laws or face the consequences. Any alien who violates our nation's immigration laws will be deported. Now, the spokesperson for Citizenship and Immigration Services also referred us to an updated policy from Homeland Security, which was issued last year, that outlined how the Trump administration is ramping up sending deportation notices to anyone who doesn't have protected status. Adrian Thomas, Fox 12 Oregon.